So people often ask me, what's the most important thing to do for your brain? And I try to tell them there's probably 4 major areas you have to pay attention to. Number 1 is stress. Number 2, I would say, would be nutrition. Number 3, circulation. And then number 4, the biggie, inflammation. So as far as stress, we all know that stress puts you in this mode where you're producing way too much cortisol, and probably the stress is worse for your brain than anything else because excessive cortisol damages the hippocampus area of your brain. The hippocampus is the memory center. It's involved in laying down memory and retrieving memory, and it's also the part of your brain that's damaged in everyone that has Alzheimer's and dementia. So you want to pay attention to keeping your cortisol in check, because not only does it just open up the hippocampus to soak up more toxins from the environment, the excessive cortisol itself affects the way that your brain lets more toxins in. It has an effect on the blood-brain barrier. So all these things are happening through having excessive cortisol. So number 1, you want to deal with stress response. Number 2, you want to pay attention to nutrition. There's so many processes going on in your brain. It needs a high level of nutrition. Things like choline. Most people are, deficient in choline. It's used to make the number 1 neurotransmitter that's deficient in everyone that has memory issues. You have nutrients like DMG, DMAE, omega-3 fatty acids. All these things are essential to having your brain function. And if you don't have them, then it not only doesn't function at its highest level, but it also can't run the processes by which it protects and actually repairs itself. Number 3, you want to deal with circulation, because when you're having a lack of circulation anywhere in your body, it's probably worse in your brain, because the farther you get away from your heart and your major arteries, your circulation is now dependent on very fine little capillaries and smaller pathways that become or tend to become clogged much sooner than the major arteries of your body. So when you worry about cholesterol and building up plaque in your arteries and you have an issue with that, you're probably already having major issues in parts of your brain, and that itself can cause damage just due to the lack of oxygen and nutrients getting to all the areas of your brain. Now, number 4 is inflammation. And this is the one we hear about all the time with every chronic illness, is inflammation. If you have inflammation from diabetes, high blood pressure, any other chronic illness, you can bet you have an excessive amount of inflammation in your brain. But the surprising thing about it is if you pay attention to your stress and you pay attention to your nutrition and you pay attention to circulation, you're pretty much taking care of inflammation. And so all these things go together, and if you pay attention to all of them and have a balanced program for your lifestyle and for your brain, then you pretty much can deal with all the issues that have to do with your brain.